Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to week 12. Week 12, a lot going on. So we have the marathon coming up March 5th that Rosa and I are preparing for, or re-preparing for. And then obviously my Ironman coming up in October. Good news and bad news. The bad news, or good news, is that for Christmas, I was supposed to get a Peloton for my training, a rented Peloton. But unfortunately, the delivery service was extremely horrible, so we just decided to cancel. Thank you very much to Yasna and Jim for allowing me to borrow their bike. Now I have a bike, indoor bike, so I can start practicing. Now, one of the biggest things that I think that I need to practice on, I know that I need to practice on, is the efficiency of the pedaling. For those who don't know, the reason that you put on clips onto your shoes is to maximize the driving or the rotation of the pedal. So when one foot is pushing, the opposite leg is pulling. So there's a constant push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. You know, growing up as a kid, riding bikes forever, all I ever did was push, 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 push. And although you still get to go where you need to go, for 112 miles, that's not going to be very efficient. I'd be doing twice the work if I just push, push, push. So what I need to do is I need to learn to push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. So it's constant driving of the pedal or the cycle. So I definitely will start practicing that as soon as I can. This week, what I'm going to decide to do is I'm going to show you some video clips of this week's training with Rosa, kind of show you the things that we do using her J99 shoes and how we work on not just working the muscle, but the movement of the muscle, so that way her body can really work on the efficiency of the run. I don't want to just work on the strengthening of the muscles, which obviously we're going to, but the movement of learning how to move the arms. You know, again, that movement of the arms, that counterbalances the legs. So that way you're not twisting like this. So if my right arm and my right foot were stepping at the exact same time, my body would start to rotate. That's called ipsilateral. Now, contralateral is right foot forward, opposite hand, which would be the left. So now you have this going on, right? So as the lower body is stepping, the upper body is pushing forward with the arm, and that rotation or that counterbalance does not work the full body rotation. It allows the upper body to stay forward while the lower half is, obviously stepping. So little details like that we are working on with her, that we're just fine tuning for the run. So I'm just gonna show you some video clips. I'll narrate what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then I'm also gonna show you an update on my swimming. I believe, when did I go to Vegas? I believe I went to Vegas in October-ish? No, for Thanksgiving. Yes, Thanksgiving weekend. Wow, only a month and a half. And I want to show you my progress of my total immersion swimming technique. So I'll show you a before, my first day in Vegas, what I thought was swimming. And then I want to show you this week's progress. I guess this past week that just ended. I want to show you my progress. I'll give you 3 different angles. We'll go one to the left, one to the right, and then one underwater towards the camera. So I really, really hope you enjoy my breakdown of this week's videos and my progress in my swimming. I will see you guys next week. Next week is week 13. So hope you guys enjoyed 12 weeks so far. We still got a long way to go. And again, I'm excited. Rose is excited to get this party started. March 5th in Napa. Hope to see you guys there. Here we go, having Rosa warming up her shoulders with a movement that mimics the movement that she would when she's running. Right now she's on the power plate, vibration training. This is just a teaser to the power plate, which I'll introduce in a future video. Here she is doing kettlebell swings, working on the glutes and hamstrings. This is just the display of the frequency and the time. Now we're working on a warm-up where we're running forward, again working on the glutes that drive the glutes and the quads combined together running, and the strength of the ankles with the push-off. We also work all planes of motion, front, back, side to side. This is her running backwards, warming up the quads. Now the stabilizers of the hips, which are the glute minimus and the medius, that's the muscles targeting this side shuffle. These muscles really are important to stabilize the hips, especially if you're going to be running for 26 miles. If you don't stabilize those hips, you're definitely going to do some damage. So with the stability of the hips, you're definitely going to have a better time recovering from the marathon. Now the next clip is the Mace Club. Now the shoulders, extremely important. If we don't have the strength, the endurance of the shoulders, then we're going to be slouching when we're running, and that's going to be no good. So we're working on the posture muscles, which bring the shoulders back. You're definitely going to see a clip here of the muscles being used right in the back, right here. Look at the muscle striations. Whew, man, those rhomboids are being worked. So those are the muscles that pull the shoulder blades back. So we're definitely not going to be slouching when we're running for 26 miles. Another thing that we really focused on for the full year was the strength of her ankles. We use the J99s and we start training in them to enhance the strength and endurance of the ankles. I didn't have time to strengthen them the old-fashioned way, so we kind of use these basketball shoes to help strengthen them. And from the first time she used them till today, huge difference. Another butt and hamstring exercise, really, really good exercise. And here's her power movements, her snatches, using her 30-pound dumbbells. Oof, almost got it all the way up, but I'll take it. And then she uses another 25 here, 25 pounds. So we're going to display both sides. There it is, 30 pounds. Now, I will say this. One of the best things that I can tell post-injury, we only had 8 weeks. So we're now down to 5 weeks left of training. I think she is exactly where she needs to be. Her confidence is up. Her body's responding very well. It didn't seem like it took too much time off, or it didn't really affect her body. Like I said, it looked like she hasn't skipped a beat. She jumped right on in, but we are exactly where we need to be. I'm so glad that, the injury didn't affect us too bad, and we're picking right back up. I think we're going to have a great time during the marathon, and this is just an example of the high intensity training that we're doing as opposed to the long, slow distance training. Again, that's the philosophy that we took for this marathon. All right, so here is my first day in Vegas with my coach. This was my swimming stroke. Man, now that I know what I'm looking at, I'm lost of words. But it just really says how great my coaching was. You'll see the big difference between this stroke and my new stroke. If you can see, my arms are kind of flailing like a fan. My head is leading for a split second. So now here's my new stroke as of last week. My arms are coming up and over the water. I'm getting opposite leg kick as I stroke. This is the reason for, last week I talked about the Indian clubs, of the endurance of the shoulders, because of this motion right there. Here's an underwater shot. You can see my arm or my hand positionings. They are underwater, under my lungs. My body is underwater. My head does need to be looking down more, I think. Here's a side shot. You can see my head is no longer leading. There's always one arm ahead. The arm is there all the way to the replacement. There's a little bit of a glide. I still need to practice on a lot of things, but the things at the top of my head right now is going to be the number one, having to learn to breathe on both ends, and also having to look forward and take a breath all in one stroke without breaking too much of a stride. So I still have a long way to go, but I just wanted to show a progress from my first stroke to my stroke from last week, which is approximately a month and a half. So thank you, Coach Stu. I really appreciate it. We'll be working together soon.
5 weeks of training left and 6 weeks to the marathon. See you next week.